and you are able to see us on your screen, go ahead and throw in the chat where you are tuning in from, your city, your state, your country, your region. All of the above are fine. We just want to make sure that you are tuned in, you can hear us and see us, and we can get this rocket ship going with a wealth of information. I'm just going to go ahead and adjust some settings here, and we should be good to go. All systems go on the live Facebook here. We got a handful of viewers. Please go ahead and engage with us. Welcome. We have Greg from Cali. Thank you for joining us, Greg. If you are tuning in on Facebook, we appreciate your Instagram, YouTube channel. However you would prefer to consume this information, we welcome you to engage with us because we'll be fueling your feedback in how we present and what we go over here. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I am excited to welcome all of you back, whether it's your first time joining us on this 3-day workshop journey, or you've been a high-level user for more than a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be. We appreciate your time and you joining in. I'm excited to have here Pavel, who will be going into day 2 content on how to make websites subscription into a recurring revenue. And as we get into this, we're going to be covering some key topics on how to make this happen. So today we'll be covering the goal of building prospect lists, how to build those prospecting lists of people that need you, right? Resources and tools you can use today. We're going to be diving into how to reach out to business owners, with a good message that resonates with them and in their day-to-day for them to jump on a call with you. Pavel's going to be going into the sales process that he actually uses to get these paying customers. We'll be touching on the biggest hacks to make this work better. And then Pavel's going to be sharing a bonus of a proven follow-up message and database reactivation that you can use for your own leads. And as a bonus throughout this training, he'll be putting links in the slides to downloads, tools, free websites, imports, and spreadsheets. I wanted, although, remind you that on day 3, we will be releasing all of the assets if you are an existing high-level customer. If you're an existing high-level customer, you'll receive the link. It'll be down below. And then on day 3, we'll unlock that folder so you have everything that is being shared on this screen these next 3 days. So, Pavel, without further ado, welcome back. Welcome. The crowd was on fire yesterday. We went into a lot. You have a full curriculum set up for us today. Go on and take it away.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me back, John. Very excited. Let me go ahead and dive straight in here. Today, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know once you can see it. Either give me a thumbs up or just let me know by...
Perfectly clear. Good to go.
Amazing. So before we begin, let's actually dive in. I think you already covered all of the stuff that we are going to cover in today's training. So super excited here. Now, before we begin, we do have a few things that we must cover. The first thing that I want to do is talk a bit about learning, okay? Learning equals being in the same circumstance, but your behavior has changed. I first heard this quote by Hermosi, and I absolutely loved it. So, for example, if you're going through this training and storing information in your brain, but you do not act on any of the information, then you have learned nothing. If you have knowledge in your head, but in 6 months, nothing has actually changed in your life, then you have learned nothing. And the reason I'm saying this is because we're going to cover a lot of stuff here today, guys. Okay, we're going to cover outreach messages and scripts and how to download lead lists and all the stuff that John just mentioned. However, if you don't take action on any of it, your life just will not change. Even though you know this information, even though you know the different angles that we're going to have, your life will not change unless you actually do something about it. Before we begin, you want to have your niche in mind as we go through the exercises. Now, it's okay if you don't have that yet. We covered niches yesterday. If you don't have one yet, just think of one that you resonate with. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can change it later on, But right now, just have one in mind. It'll be easier as I go through the different exercises, as I give you samples, as I give you different templates. It'll be easier for you to have one in mind. If you don't have one in mind, pick something in home services. Pick something like landscaping. I'm going to be using landscaping a lot in these examples. So as a default, just pick something in home services, and then it will be up to you, and you can always switch it later. So let's go ahead and keep on moving. I want you to remember why you are doing this, because we're going to cover some of the rejection that you might face and just in general, some of the hardships that also will come with this. The outreach messages that we have do make sense, but you also will get rejected, and that is normal. And we're going to talk about that. But I have found that in those days where you're getting a lot of no's, maybe you're even trying to send a bunch of different emails, you're trying this strategy or that strategy, and nothing is working. I want you to remember your why. I shared mine yesterday. I told you about my family. I was very transparent. I told you about my mom, what motivated me, where I come from. And I want you to visualize potentially, if you're like me and you're doing this because of another person, I want you to visualize that person. And I want you not just to do this for yourself, but to visualize looking that person in the eyes and asking them where they could go in the world if they were financially free. If they could travel anywhere they wanted, if they could do anything they wanted to do, what would they do? And maybe this is even an exercise that you can do in person. Maybe you can even ask this person. And this is something that I did. I want to know where my mom wanted to travel to, where she wanted to go, just in general. What does she want to do? And I want you to use that in the back of your mind as fuel, as motivation, as something that you can circle back to when times get tough. So let's dive in. What is the goal of building prospecting lists? The goal is to get a list of potential customers that you can actually reach out to. The old way is to find a business and then just reach out. And I used to do this. I would go to Google and I would just type in landscapers near me, roofers near me, plumbers near me. I would type in these different search terms, or maybe I would even see a truck, right? So I'm driving in a road, I'm sitting in traffic, and I see a car that drives by and it's a plumber or it's a tree service company. And I would actually even take a photo of it. I would do a bunch of research on this company. I would find out how many reviews they have. I'd look at their website. I would do all this due diligence. And then I would try to reach out to them. And then they would just say no, or they would just ghost me, or they would ignore me. This is a very old way of doing things. And this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time investment. I'm going to show you how you can customize emails and messages and DMs and scripts in bulk. That's going to be the first part of today's training. The new way is to gather a spreadsheet of people that you can contact and then reach out to all of them. I'll show you how to place an offer in front of them and actually set an appointment. The goal is not to sell them a website yet. This is very important because a lot of people, when they first reach out, they immediately try to sell their service. Hey, your website, this and that and that. Don't sell your main service. You want to sell the meeting, and you want to sell the value that they're going to get. You want to sell the value that they're going to get on the meeting that they have with you. When they jump on Zoom, it should not feel, and we're going to go over the sales process and everything here, but when they jump on Zoom and when you're actually going to present what it is that you have, you want to make sure that they are getting value and they see this as a very valuable call, almost like a consultation. They should walk away from that sales meeting, that Zoom meeting, like they paid for it. They should feel like they got a steal by getting it for free. So here's the information that we want. We want names. We want emails. We want phone numbers. We want the address/city, social media pages, Facebook pages, Instagram, LinkedIn, a website link, or lack of a website link, meaning they don't have a website. Google business status, Google review count and rating, or Facebook or Google Pixel installed or not. So Here's how we use this information. You will use this information to craft customized messages at scale. This is roughly how it's going to work. You're going to see, and again, I'm going to show you what tools I like to use and where we actually get this data. But this is the bare minimum of what you want. As you can see, some people don't even have their Google business verified. It says false right here, right? It says false right here. So imagine if you had this list and you categorized it by people that don't have their Google business verified, right? So you hit right here and you sort it by people that say false and you just reach out to them. And you even pull their reviews and their rating into that message. How likely are they to respond? Much more likely than having some generic copy and paste message. You want to pull their reviews, and then even you want to know whether they have a Facebook pixel or a Google pixel. I'm going to show you what this looks like live as well. This is that same spreadsheet. And this is all here. And you can categorize right here by the site, by the website. A lot of people have asked me, how do you actually find the people that don't have a website? Well, this is how I would do it. I would generate a list. I would categorize it. Now, look, we have all these people that have websites, and then you scroll down, and there's a list of businesses that don't have websites, but you still have a bunch of information about them, like phone numbers. I didn't include the phone number in here because, I mean, these are random businesses. But as you scroll, we do have a bunch of information to the right of the screen. And as you generate this list, you will also have that. So let me give you the first example here. What sounds more convincing? Version 1, hey name. So, hey, Bob, I saw your website online and thought you could use some improvements. It seems your metadata is not configured correctly and your page speed is 13.2 seconds, which is above average. Also, when viewing your site on mobile, I noticed there was an indexing issue and the menu buttons aren't functioning properly. We are a high-end web design firm that does in-depth analysis of business owners like yourself. We fix all issues for a reasonable cost. I'm bored just reading this. We would love to build you a brand new website for no cost, and you can pay only after you like it. Please let me know if this is something that you are interested in. I have clients that forward me messages like this, and I see these, and it seems that people don't alter their messages because there's a lot that all sound like this. So this is version 1. Compare that to version 2. Is this business owner's name or just the business name? It depends. Typically, when you have a lead list, you want one or the other. Is this ABC Landscaping? Was looking for a landscaper in blank city, in Las Vegas. Just looked you up online, ABC Landscaping Las Vegas, but couldn't tell if you were open. Loved your photos and the fact that you have X reviews, right? Loved the fact that you have 5 reviews or 55 reviews, but the website looked messed up. Thought I'd build you a new one for free. Maybe you'd like it better, plus get more estimates, question mark. Anyways, let me know if you want to see it. The first draft is already done. If not, no worries. I can throw it away. Let me know. So the first thing that I'm going to say is, if there's any English teachers on here, they probably hate me because the grammar is absolutely terrible. And that's okay. From doing a bunch of different A/B testing, I have tested using correct punctuation. You'll notice the W's lowercase, all of this stuff is on purpose. I have just found that when my email sounded like this, when they looked like this, just organic, like you're writing to a friend or to a family member, a cousin, anyone, it just got higher response rates. People just resonated more with a message that is like this. And we're going to go more into the examples and everything. That's just the
Pavel,
general philosophy in 2 examples.
Pavel, before you start getting into what everyone is anticipating here to be the meats and potatoes of bringing this script to life, right, and really feeding the prospecting machine. 2 questions for you. Well, could you help me understand how today do you really find like good messaging? Like, there's so many different ways of approaches, whether it's through the DM, through email, through phone call, without sounding salesy and cheesy. What do you typically do, or do you coach on others, that you work with, on how to create a personality for themselves? That's that everyday personality in business.
Yeah. So I think the first part of your question is, how do you know what channels you should use to actually reach out to people? And I think the channels are different depending on the industry. For example, if you're working with a dentist or a plastic surgeon or someone that is more sophisticated, perhaps you don't want it to be this laid back. If you're working with a home service contractor, a roofer, a plumber, if you show up on Zoom with a full suit and you give them these in-depth analysis, they're not going to understand. They're going to sit there quietly and they're just going to hang up. Or if you try to cold call them, they're just going to hang up. And at the end of the day, you have to understand what your niche is, what your space is in, and what people react to and what they respond to well. For example, I used to think that my industry of remodeling, kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, they don't hang out on LinkedIn, right? What roofer do you know is using LinkedIn on his phone and all this? And for a while, I didn't send any messages on LinkedIn. We would use Instagram. We would use Facebook. My industry, they hang out in Facebook groups. Some are on Instagram. But then I started testing LinkedIn. And what I realized was the bigger companies do hang out on LinkedIn. The average roofer doesn't hang out on LinkedIn, but the person that's qualified, that's making multiple 7 figures a year in his roofing business and his plumbing business and his landscaping business, they do use LinkedIn. They understand the power of it. And so I would suggest if you are starting and you don't know exactly which channels they hang out on, just test all of them. And I'm going to show you how you can test all of them in bulk. Like at the end of the day, you already have the spreadsheet that we just covered here. And you're going to have, as you can see, their Facebook profile. You're going to have their LinkedIn. You're going to have their Instagram. You're going to, right there, LinkedIn. Not every single person, but you'll have a bunch of their social medias. You might as well test it and try to reach out on all channels. And then, like I mentioned in yesterday's call, use the scientific method. Make a hypothesis, send the messages, see the results, and then make a new hypothesis and keep going. That is what I recommend you do. Yeah. Some niches, email campaigns are going to work. Some niches, you'll find it better on Instagram, Facebook, up to you.
Yeah, that brings a lot of clarity. Thank you for that. And then like this, this paragraph or this 6-7 lines of content, like if it's a Facebook Messenger, is it best to go long tail direct message, or do you open up the conversation with like a, hey, like there's so many different ways, right? So there's no one cookie cutter way, but like I'll get DMs and sometimes they'll have like a good sentence and a half. Hey, look, I'm reaching out because of this, this, and this. Would you be open to talk? Some resonate, some don't. And then I've also seen others where they get right to the whole menu and they just throw it at me. And I'm like, I'm not even reading this, and I move on. What is like a good approach? Is it the long game where you're sending a few messages, liking comments and building upon it? Or is it, just kind of sending a short paragraph and see who bites back?
Yes, that's a great question. The way that I would do DMs is I would not send a huge bulk message right in the beginning. I would go with the first message. Is this blank name? Was looking for a landscaper in Las Vegas, let's say. Is this ABC Landscaping? Was looking for a landscaper in Las Vegas. Right? You can also tie that up with this second line. Just look you up online, blank, right? If you're messaging them on Instagram, don't send them their own Instagram link, but send them the website URL, but couldn't tell if you were open. Let them respond first. Start the conversation first. And you can have virtual assistants. And we're going to talk about outsourcing and hiring people to do all of this for you and starting conversations for you as well. So you can just pick up on the ones that are interested and book calls with them. But that's essentially how I recommend you start. And then you can go in and say the rest of this message, but I would not do it in one bulk message.
I've made that mistake. That's why I'm asking, right? And I went out, just right. So you get in desperate mode, or you're like, I'm just going to message 15 people because they say 15 messages a day, and it's the numbers game. And then I'm messaging on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and then I'm doing email blasts. So it's very overwhelming for someone that is one experienced. That's right. This is different than what I do now. And then someone who's brand new, who's like, I don't know what to do, and you don't want their account to get suspended, or maybe, do it in a way that offends people or makes them upset. So thank you for jumping into that with clarity. If you're in the audience and you have questions about things around prospecting, messaging, throw them in the chat. I got YouTube channel up and running here. I have the Instagram live and I have my Facebook live. Q, Colin, and your question. I promise you we'll get to them as we move along. I'm going to throw the mic back to you, Pavel.
Amazing. Let's do this. So how do you actually build this prospecting list? Well, there's a bunch of free tools here. There's Chrome plugins. There's a bunch of other ones. Some of my favorites are gmapsfree.com. We have Instant Data Scraper. This one also is a Chrome plugin that you can install. You just go to Google Business, and then you can hit export, and it'll export everyone that you're looking at on your screen. And again, all tools will be inside of our Best Agency Tools spreadsheet at the end. So don't worry too much about researching this and typing this in right now. They're all going to be there at the end. So no worries. Paid tools, Outscraper. This one is my favorite. Outscraper is the one that I use for all types of prospecting, whether I'm selling websites or SaaS or paid ads or really anything, because as you can see, it gives you all the data that you need. So if you want to go in and pull in their reviews or pull in anything else that they might have, how many 5-star rating they have, right? What people are saying, you can even pull that in here, and you can have virtual assistants go in and alter this data as well. So for example, something that we used to do is we have the reviews link right here. And what I would do is I would have a virtual assistant go in and click on this link and just put the name of the person that left the most recent review. And then in my emails, in my DMs, I would reach out and I would say, hey, ABC Landscaping, I just saw that blank name left you a review. Awesome job. Boom. Now I could continue. So now when they open that, it seems super personalized, super customized. And all you do is send this to a virtual assistant and say, hey, just click on this link and put in the name of the latest person that has left a review. So that is one example.
All right. And while you're doing that, I did want to mention for those that are on, that are not familiar, High Level has the prospecting tool within the platform. Pavel has his style and his way and his resources, right? That's the benefit of, as you're diving in to these types of 3-day workshops, you start to grab nuggets, you start to be exposed to other products and styles, and then you make what's your own. But if you don't know and you're new to the platform, go into the agency view of High Level. On the top left, it'll say prospecting, and it'll pull some of the components, not as detailed, maybe the same exact way, but what it will give you is a overview, a marketing overview that's ready to go, that instead of building it out in Canva or creating a proposal, it'll create that look and feel with your branding. And then you could use the different resources and tools that you're learning here and start preparing, your next steps on how you're going to present. So Pavel, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to throw the microphone back to you. I know you have a few items here that we've been anticipating to kick off on.
Absolutely. And I was actually going to share that as well, because I do have that open. And the way you would use that is you would go inside of your account under prospecting. And I'm going to mention this later. I actually have it inside of my slides on the best way to use this and how you can actually use this tool to also help you convert potential clients into paying clients, because it does give you a full report and it gives you a bunch of stuff. So I definitely will cover that. And let's take a look at Outscraper here real quick first. So here's kind of how it works. You'd go in here, Google Maps Data Scraper, you'd put in your niche, your industry, anything that you could be looking for, and then you would put in what state or what city you want to target. So let's say you want to target Las Vegas. This is exactly what I did. Okay, it's in Nevada. Boom, Las Vegas. Now let's say that one spreadsheet is just not enough people. Maybe you want to target all of Nevada, the entire state of Nevada. Boom. Now, how many people, if we found that many people that don't have websites in Las Vegas, one city, why don't we target the whole state? Now you could potentially have thousands of businesses that have an unverified Google business profile, or that don't have a website, or that just have bad reviews. So it's very easy to reach out now. So that is also very important. Let's go ahead and dive back in. Okay, how to build prospecting lists, part 2. You want to focus on segmenting people that you reach out to. You can use the Data Scraper Chrome plugins that I mentioned before. You can use Outscraper, or you can use the High Level tool. Completely up to you. But there's other platforms that you can use. And this is going to be not for every single industry. However, Groupon works for a whole bunch of different niches and industries and categories. And I was actually going to show an example, but Groupon is down today, so I can't. But if you go to Groupon and you go under the local business category, there are contractors on there. There are massage therapists on there. And these are people that are actively looking to sign clients, and they're actively giving discounts. So if you approached a massage therapist that's giving 15% off, you can approach them. And by the way, Groupon takes a hefty percentage of the people that actually pay them as well. What you can do is reach out to those business owners, and they have their business name in there. All you have to do is go to Google and then just Google them, and you'll find their phone number, you'll find their website, you'll find their email. Reach out to them. And if you're selling websites and they don't have that offer on the website, tell them you can update their website. Tell them you can add different things. Tell them you can add a website online scheduler. You can add in a calendar that links to their website form. You can add a live chat that's going to redirect to the calendar so they can actually get more booked appointments, because these people are paying to get more customers. And not only that, but if they're offering discounts, it's a great lead for ads if you offer ads, but it's also a great lead for just database reactivation, right? Get a list of their past customers, and that same offer that they're already offering, ask them, hey, have you sent an email blast? Have you sent an SMS blast to all of your past customers? How big is that list? 10,000 people, 11,000 people? Go in, send that blast to all those people with that same offer, and they're going to get more appointments than they know what to do with. It's a great place to find people. And also, when you reach out, you can even say, when you segment it and you find a bunch of businesses on Groupon, you can say that in your email. Hey, is this business owner, or is this ABC Landscaping? Just saw you had a discount on Groupon, right? And now when you scrape all of Groupon, you can use that message for everyone, for all of the businesses. Angie's List. So this is specific to like contractors and home services. You can go on, and there are people that are paying for leads that are using this website. And so this is good because these are people that are hungry for more business, and they're actively overpaying for leads that are also being shared with a bunch of other contractors. Then, of course, you have Yelp, and there's a ton of different websites. I'm not going to list all of them, but then there's Yelp and all these other ones, and people are paying for ads on Yelp. Obviously, they need more business, right? You can even look at Google ads and all this other stuff. And you can segment that. Hey, is this blank? I saw you on Yelp, right? Now you could reach out to all those people. You can also build a list based around if you're targeting local. Now, this is actually how I started. All of my clients, now, like I mentioned previously, my niche was anyone that would pay me. But more specifically, my niche was my city that I lived in. I met everyone in person in the beginning. And I'll tell you one thing, if you get a no-show on Zoom, it's much better than getting a no-show in real life when you're sitting in traffic, driving through snow.
That's for sure.
And if you're targeting local, this is amazing because you can say, hey, is this blank? Would love to sit down, get coffee. Maybe don't lead with that, but you can have that later on in your messaging. And instead of having a call to action, let's book in a Zoom call. You can have a call to action that says, hey, let's sit down and grab coffee. Let's meet at the Starbucks on this corner, and so forth. And they'll be way more open because, again, who are you competing with? You're competing with people that are targeting an entire city. If you're in Las Vegas and I'm not, and I'm sending my Las Vegas messages, and at the end of yours, you're saying, hey, let's meet here for coffee. That business owner, a lot of these local business owners are much more traditional. They like the handshake deal. In fact, they're willing to spend more if they could just shake your hand. And I've sold websites like this. When I was doing it in person, I would join these like BNI groups and Chamber of Commerce and this and that, and I would just shake hands, and people would tell me that they're getting cheaper quotes over email and online and from people that are overseas. And instead of moving forward with them, they would much rather pay me the $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Now, that's not to say that you can't charge those prices and work with people all over. By the way, I'm currently in Colombia, and I'm signing clients in the US, right? With my US number and everything US. So you can be remote if you want, but use whatever you can as your superpower. Use whatever you can to your advantage. If you're local, start to find clients locally. So let's keep moving. Chamber of Commerce directories, so all US cities. So again, what you can actually do is you can segment it by even Chamber of Commerce. Hey, business owner, I saw that you were in the Chamber of Commerce. Or, hey, business owner, are you part of blank Chamber of Commerce, right? Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce? And so this is a good resource that you can go in and you can click on any one, right? So choose a city. You could go into this one, Greater New York, anyone. You can research this yourself and ask if they're a part of it, because now that's very specific, right? And no one else is saying that. Everyone is copying and pasting these messages, and you're asking a question. Hey, are you part of this? Anyways, I found something broken. So that's another idea for you. Now, after you generate this list using any one of these methods, you can automatically generate it. You can use these Chrome plugins. You can even hire someone on Fiverr and tell them, hey, I need all the businesses from Groupon on X, and they'll do it for you. But now you actually have to clean them. You have to clean this list, because not every single email is going to be valid. Not every phone number is going to be valid, and that's okay. That's why we use Fiverr. We use Never Bounce. And then also for phone numbers, we use clearoutphone.io.
Yeah.
You have to just make sure before you start sending anything that these are actual numbers, actual emails. Here's an example. You can go on Fiverr, type in email verification. Bunch of people here. Go through, just find someone that has high reviews, scroll through. There's a bunch, not expensive, $20. Get your list verified. It will also save your your email sender from being all spam.
Well, Pavel, if I could jump in here really quick, because everyone's at a different level when they're working with us at high level, whether they're on the $97 plan, $297 or $497, and their knowledge and their experience as a whole. For someone that has not yet set up maybe their lead connector email or their mailgun or their SMTP, if they connect their Google Gmail or their Outlook Gmail into high level, and they're starting out message one by one, is that still okay to start to get going? Like if you're at that level, like do you have to have the fancy stuff? And I think I know the answer, but I just want to put it out there to make sure that everyone understands that, what are your thoughts on that? I'm brand new.
So your question is, can you do it one by one instead of doing everything in bulk?
Yeah, and really like studying everything for hours and reading manuals and analysis, paralysis by analysis, right? You said it before, like just do it.
Yeah, 100%. Just do it. At the end of the day, you don't need any fancy tools, right? Like the one that I gave you of Outscraper, I would honestly, you don't need any tools. All you need is Outscraper. That's the main one. Or just use the tool inside of high level. You're already on high level. Just use that one. And just reach out to people one by one then if you want, right? Open up all their Facebook pages like this, right? You have them in a spreadsheet. Open them up in new tabs and just start sending messages. Like you don't need funds. You don't need virtual assistants. You don't need all this. You can start by sending 20, 50. We'll go over the volume here in a second, but you can absolutely do all this yourself. Just make sure that you're doing enough volume, right? Don't send 5 messages and then come back and say, it just doesn't work. This model that Pavel taught and, this workshop, just something doesn't work. I've sent 5 messages. No one responded. And actually one person said they're not interested. It's broken, doesn't work.
And I'll share an experience when I was first getting started out. And these are stories I hear also. The email deliverability, the warming up, all these different processes. If you're sending out authentic, personalized emails from high level and you turn on the email validator and have your method of payment in there, that's a start. But you want to, I'm assuming, if you personalize kind emails, and then you could scale as you go with what messaging and niche you're working with. Do you co-sign that? Am I aligned with what you're teaching?
Yes. Okay. Correct. And honestly, even if you don't want to go that far and you want to keep it really simple, just make another Gmail and just send it from the Gmail. Like it's not really about all these fancy tools. It's just about taking action.
Okay. Thank you. Sometimes people, they get tied up, man. I don't know what to do. And they're watching this over and over 100%. And over. Just get into it.
Yeah. And I'll go over some tools that are advanced that you can send 50, 100, 500 emails per day. But at the end of the day, you can just make a Gmail. Don't send it right away and just use it, subscribe to a couple things and just use that Gmail for sending, just send 20 a day yourself and then slowly build it up to 30 a day and 40 a day and so forth. And we'll go over the numbers here in a second. So let's go ahead and keep on moving. So organic prospecting warnings. If you don't want to invest money, you have to invest time. Volume is king. And this goes along nicely with what we just talked about. Because if you don't have money, you can't pay for these advanced tools to send 100 emails, 500 emails a day, then you just have to invest your time. You have to make that Gmail and just send it manually. Just send it yourself. You have to open up all the Facebook links and the Instagram links in a new tab. So you have 50 tabs open, to the point where all you see is the icon. You can't even see what tab is open. And then you have to click into it and maybe copy and paste a couple messages, and then just input their name or input their city and so forth. So sometimes that's what you have to do in the beginning. Each person's situation is different, but volume is king no matter what. You have to do enough. Perfect scripts don't exist. You have to test. You have to test, and you have to keep on testing. Even once you're done testing, everything is A/B testing. As a marketer, you should always be testing. New angles, new scripts. This is how you get better. You are effectively a scientist. Like we talked about yesterday, the scientific method. Even once you get something that works, that's getting you paying clients, I want you to sit and still test that message and try to find something that works better. Sometimes it'll work worse, but keep trying to find something that's better and better and better, and you're always testing. So let's keep moving. Follow-up here is king. So we have email. You can follow up on email. And I'm going to show you how to tie this all together here. We have SMS. We have voicemail drops, you have DMs, and more. And then you can use freephantombuster.com to engage with their social media. I'll show you briefly what this looks like as well. And this kind of ties it all together. So what I like to do is if you're going to reach out to them on email or DMs or anything, again, using the same list. So we're talking about this list. Find the people that say that have Instagram, and you're going to import the same list. This is how we get maximum return on investment. You import it to a tool like this, and then it will automatically comment on their Instagram. It'll automatically follow them. It'll automatically like their posts, right? And you can use something like this to even like their stories, like right there, story auto watcher. So you don't have to sit there on your Instagram. It will automatically watch that story and heart their stories. So now you are reaching out to them on every channel that is imaginable. And this is that omnipresent approach. Of course, if someone says they're not interested, don't bombard them. You don't want to spam people. Don't do any of that. But imagine if you called them, they didn't answer, and then you automatically left them a voicemail. Then you automatically texted them, hey, I just tried to call you. I wasn't able to. Then you also emailed them. And you also sent them a DM on Instagram. And then you also started watching all their stories. And then you liked their post. And then you commented on their post on Instagram. Now, what if you did that on LinkedIn as well? Would they be way more likely to respond to your messages if you have a good offer, if you have a good message? Again, if they say no, then just remove them from your list and don't reach out to them. So let's keep going.
And here's the food on here. Pavel, you in your YouTube channel, in our community, you have a passion of giving information and sharing, really unpeeling the onion of really like, if someone were to hover over you while you were doing what you're doing, this is what they would see and experience, right? So for those of you that are like, oh my gosh, so now I have to get high level, or now I have to buy all these tools and I have to do it a certain way. Absolutely not. Pavel is just really just giving you the full transparency of how he goes about it and how he scaled over time. So that way you can grab some of those nuggets and determine when it's the right time for you to maybe invest or try a different strategy. So please don't let it bombard you or confuse you. This is just part of what we do at High Level, with giving you full view, high level overview, and then getting a little deep into what drives the traffic or the appointments that you need to get these relationships going. So I just want to put that out there. And there's a few disclaimers where obviously results will vary, effort varies. Because you buy the tool, the result will not be exactly what you want. We don't endorse these tools, but these are tools that are used. So keep that in mind, but it really depends on your effort and your execution. So Pavel, I'm gonna throw it back to you on this. I know you have some important items that are gonna really take this and bring it all together.
100%. Let's do it. So I'm gonna give you the biggest hack. If you do this, one hack, all of your outreach will be multiplied. I want you to call everyone that responds with anything other than not interested or no, or stop emailing me or texting me, or don't call me. Everyone that shows even a little bit of interest, I want you to call them. And I know for some people that might scare you, but look, at the end of the day, calling people is not that scary, right? You're dealing with business owners. They're on the phone all the time. They had to face their fears, right? They went 200K, 100K in debt. They had to rent out all this equipment and they had to hire staff and this and that. And they're paying payroll taxes and this and that. Like, we don't have all that stuff in this business. All we have to do is face our fears. So what I want you to do when someone responds positively is to call them. And I'm going to go over the script and what to say and everything once we go over the intro calls. But if you do this, even if they say, how much does it cost? You reach out to them about a website. Hey, something's broken. Oh, well, what's broken? Maybe that's what they say. Just call them. Hey, John, what's going on? Yeah, this is blank. This is so-and-so. I just saw your text. Just want to give you a quick call. Boom, right? Start the script. This is going to be way better than you trying to sit over text and trying to sell the demo or trying to sell your services or try to say, oh, our website's $100 a month or $150 a month. No, call them and actually book that demo call. Call them and book the Zoom call and sell it as a consultation call. We'll go over that though. All right, disclaimer. This will be hard, okay? I know it seems kind of easy. Okay, you just download a spreadsheet, you use these tools, you just send a bunch of emails. Wow, I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna get 1 million clients. But you must expect rejection. A lot of people will reject you. None of it's personal. None of it is personal. Most people won't respond and just leave you unread. That is to be expected. If you send 100 messages and you get 2 meetings out of it, 3 meetings, that's good. Like, that's pretty good. So that just shows you the volume that's necessary to even book anything. And just because you sent your first 100 emails or your first 100 DMs or your first 100 outreach messages and you get 0 responses, that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It just means you need more volume. You need to improve your message. You need to keep testing. These people don't know you, and they probably get contacted daily by others. Now, using our messages, it's much more value upfront approach. So you will get a higher response rate than if you're trying to sell Facebook ads or SEO or your metadata is broken and blah, 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 your page speed. No, it's not personal, and never get emotional. They're not saying no to you. They're just labeling you as another one of those. They're saying, oh, it's just another guy. Oh, it's just spam. It's just whatever. It's this, it's that. Even if they genuinely need your service, that's okay. Just move on. Take it on the chin and just move on. If you want more clients and to make more money, you need to push past this and evolve. It seems like some people just don't do well with rejection, but it's a normal part of business. Your clients also get rejected, right? Every house, let's say they go to, they're not going to sign that house as a client. If they're doing a roof, they might visit. And I know this because I asked my clients and I know their closing rates in remodeling, bathroom, kitchens. These guys are closing like 30%. They literally have to drive out to a customer's home. They draw up plans for what a new kitchen is going to look like. Sometimes they put in crazy effort. They put in money. They draw it out. They sometimes even have a designer and they give this all out for free. And they're only closing 3 out of 10. And sometimes we just need that perspective that not everyone's going to be a client, and that's okay. Too many people send 50 messages on Instagram for 2 days and then report back that a few people responded, not interested, and then they give up. Don't be this person. Don't let that be you. Our ancestors fought tigers. We survived illnesses, right? We had to learn how to hunt. Making a couple calls when someone says interested or sending more messages is not that bad. It's not that scary, I promise you. You will get over it. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Play the long game. So, next point, your work works on you more than you work on it. Let me explain what that means. As you are doing this and as you are building your business, you must understand that you are evolving as a person, and you will see progress in the same linear graph as how fast you are able to evolve. If you've been working on yourself for 5 years and reading personal development books and studying, and you have laser focus, maybe you're in sales, maybe you're in this, maybe you're in that, and you've already evolved that skill, you're going to see success faster. And that's just a fact. If you don't have that experience, it might be a little bit slower, but fear not, because you only have to get good one time. Once you learn these skills, how to reach out. Guys, remember, we are literally creating money out of thin air. I mentioned this yesterday. We're not selling a physical product here. We're just calling people, using our voice, and then money appears in your bank account. Of course, you're delivering virtual services, right? But this is a superpower. You are learning how to get people interested. You're learning marketing. And then once people show that interest and you get them on a call, you are learning sales. And once you get good, this will transfer into anything and everything that you do. This is very important to remember. This is what it looks like. You may have seen this portrait, but I love this. This is all the stuff that you're working on. No one's going to see it. The first 6 months, again, my first year, I got 3 clients. 3 clients, very low paying. Everyone thought it was a waste of time. Dude, why are you doing this? Why'd you leave school for this? What's your backup plan? But I was building everything below this. This is extremely important to remember. Because in the beginning, people, they might doubt you. They don't see the results that you're generating. You have nothing to show for it. You're working extremely hard and you have nothing. And that's okay. Because this is that rocky cutscene, right? This is that rocky cutscene to where you are training and you are putting in that work. And then once you get the success, it'll look like an overnight success. It's like this year, right? I became a top go high level affiliate, but no one sees that I started my company in 2017. No one sees that I started traveling full time in 2019. It took me years and years and years. And then even after I was already successful, I was running this business for years and years and years and years before I ever became an affiliate and started teaching anyone anything.
If you could, just if you could help us understand here, for someone that is trying to figure out, like, Pavel, you're sharing all this, helpful, insightful, encouraging information, but like, is websites the right way to lead? Can websites really help me grow my business? Like, everybody could build their own website. Everybody can go to a website provider and do it themselves. Why do they need me? Could you share a little bit about how you started to see your product market fit from a professional service, doing it hands and setting everything up, and then at that point taking off and automating it, or putting processes to be done like an assembly line, like you've shared before? How did that switch happen? Because
yeah, definitely
about people's mind, like websites, that's it? No, there's obviously more to it, but could you share some insight?
Yeah, so websites are the foot in the door offer. Websites is what we're leading with. Websites is what we're starting with. And yes, a lot of people already do have websites, but their websites suck. I've gotten clients that already have had a website. I've had clients that have just gotten a new website 1 year ago or 2 years ago. If you show them their websites and their competitors' websites, or you show them how to build a proper high converting website with a phone number at the top, and we're going to cover this on day 3, but with the phone number at the top, right? A form at the top, everything above the fold, something that's actually going to help them get more clients, to get them more booked appointments. They are way more likely to hire you. It doesn't matter. I showed you this spreadsheet, okay? There's a lot of people that don't have websites. So yes, we're leading with the website in a day offer. Some of these people will want custom websites. That's fine. Charge them $4K, $5K, $6K. Some of these people that you reach out to right here, again, we're mentioning their reviews, right? So you can lead with the website. Maybe they don't want the website, but they want the reviews. Now you can sell them Go High Level SaaS. So this is just the outreach method. Once you're actually on Zoom, you can sell them anything you want. Whatever their pain is, you're going to sell that. And we're going to cover the demo call and the Zoom consultation call. And we're going to cover all of that here soon. So again, I just want to emphasize, this is simply what we're leading with, right? And it's up to you. It's up to you what you want your core offer to be. You can also take these messages and gear it towards reviews, as you can see. So, and also, even if, let's say, these people have 215 reviews, 4.8 star rating, let's say that their website doesn't feature any reviews. How do you sell a new website? Well, they have all these reviews, and maybe their website is not bad, but it's not featuring reviews at all. There's no social proof on it. You can even say that to them on Zoom. Hey, look, you have 215 freaking reviews. People love you. People rave about you. But when I go to your website, it looks like you have no clients. You have 2 images of your team and 0 project photos, right?
So, Pavel, if I'm understanding this right, we're here, an hour into this intense framework strategy, what you're saying to me, if I'm understanding it right, is be the business advisor, look at
Correct.
it from a business perspective, look at others that are in their market and how they're doing it, and just let them know that, hey, look, you might be too deep in the weeds in your day-to-day operation. This is what I recommend we start implementing on a roadmap of how we can help you get more of those customers and show them more of your talents. Is that aligned with your approach or how you do it?
Yes, that's 100% correct. And we're going to go into how I actually sell this, but my sales method is very Socratic. And what I mean by that is I ask questions and I just have them tell me, look, Mr. Business Owner, this is your website. This is your top competitor's website. Let's just say hypothetically, you were a potential prospect, right? You didn't know yourself and you didn't know your competitor. Just by looking at this, let's scroll down and then let's scroll down on theirs. On yours, we don't see any photos of you. There's no photos of a face. They're all stock images. There's 0 reviews in this website. In fact, on mobile, it doesn't even look good. It looks completely disarranged and messed up. Your competitors have it nicely. Look at this. They have all the reviews at the top. They have their phone number here nicely. They have a bunch of project photos. They have even a case study video of their clients raving about them. And then look at this. Look how it looks on their phone. Look how it looks on mobile. If you were a potential customer, who would you hire? Who would you rather work with? Who would you trust your money with? Your hard-earned money. Who would you spend it with? And I'd let them tell me, okay, yeah, okay, maybe it's them. And then if they still don't get it, I ask them how they spend money on Amazon. And I say, look, you're on Amazon, right? You don't know what business from who. You're just looking for the best product for the cheapest price with the most reviews. And I'll even ask them that. Hey, when you're on Amazon, you're shopping for boots or, I don't know, a t-shirt. How do you shop for that? What do you do? There's no brand loyalty there. You're just on there. You just need a t-shirt or you just need some boots. You're going to look at the product. You're going to look at which one has good images that are not grainy, that look legit. And then what? You look at the reviews. You look at which product has the highest, not just rating, but has the highest number of reviews in general. You're looking at people that are leaving photos and so forth. And then once they confirm that's how they shop on Amazon, that's how they shop, and that's how people do it online, then they're usually pretty receptive to that message. Does that make sense, John? Cool. Let's keep going. Focus. Let's talk about focus. The only way to get where you want to go is by focusing on needle mover activities. You want to keep testing different messages and channels. We've talked about that. Let's talk about what you should stop focusing on. What's the newest web design trend? How do I get better at creating visual elements on my website? Let's keep making more website templates. Let's just live in the builder and keep dragging and dropping different things. Let's focus on all the tech and all the automations. What's the best way to style a hero image background? What's the best way to design? What's the newest trend in this and that? What's the newest theme? No. When I mention all of this, I'm not saying that these aren't important, especially if you are an experienced web designer or web developer. You might even disagree with what I said, and that's okay. But I'm not saying that these aren't important. I'm saying you need to bring in cash flow first, and then you can get better at your craft with real clients and real feedback from the market. To actually get better, you need real results. How do you think you're going to get better if you're not actively working with clients? How will you get better if you're not getting feedback and you're not speaking with your actual market? You change something on a website and you ask your client, hey, how does this look? Hey, how do you like this? Hey, what else do you want to see on this website? You can spend all the hours in the world tweaking it and studying and this and that. But until you start working with real clients and delivering actual websites, actual results, actual Google review campaigns, and database reactivation campaigns, and once you start all of this, before you even feel like the expert and you learn on the job, you learn as you go, that's when you're going to get better and better and better and better. And you'll learn more about your niche. So let's craft your outreach message. They have no website. Is this business name? Is this ABC Landscaping? I was looking for a landscaper in Las Vegas. Just looked you up online, insert their Facebook link, Instagram link, LinkedIn link, whatever. But couldn't tell if you were open. Love that you have 4 reviews, but it said closed for some reason. Thought I'd build you a new one for free and maybe you'll like it better. Plus, maybe get more estimates. Now, again, this is specific to landscapers. They speak in estimates and jobs and so forth. So again, I know their language. So the email resonates. Anyways, let me know if you want to see it. Would be a good place to feature those reviews. The first draft is already done. Not no worries, I can throw it away. Let me know. So this is, again, a template that you can take and you can use. As you can see, it sounds custom. It sounds like we sat down and wrote this all out. And even if you're not using any fancy tools, just do this yourself, right? Just copy this and then just insert all the data that you have here. If you don't have a budget, you don't want to spend any money, just insert the data here. Very simple.
This is very simple. And as I'm trying to, like, I'm saying it to myself, if I were to take my phone and I say, hi, is this JB's Landscaping? Awesome. I was looking for a landscaper in so-and-so my area. I just looked you up online, went onto your social media, but I couldn't tell if you were open. Are you guys open? That's amazing. Okay, great. Love that you have a bunch of reviews, but it said that you were closed for some reason. Thought I'd build you a new website for free, and maybe if you like it and it's better than what you have now in your opinion, we can help you get more estimates. Would you be okay with that? Anyways, let me know if you want to say, like it's going to take some practice, but as I'm just winging it here with you and I have my phone in my hand, it comes off at least question, give them room to respond. Question, give them room to respond. And I've seen you do this on your YouTube video, but for someone that's like learning or listening to this, like, it can't be that easy. If it was that easy, Pavel, John, and audience members, wouldn't everybody be doing it? What is your answer to that?
I think no one has actually tried it, because I also think if you're cold calling, which, by the way, we are actually going to review a live sales call. I'm not just going to show it to you, but I'm going to break down exactly why I said what I said. And I'm going to break down my tone, because if you say the same message in a different tone than I say it in, it can still sound very bad and you'll still get hung up on. So it is important that I break this down for you. When it comes to emails and all this other stuff, honestly, no one is really doing this right. And even when you do it right, I mean, still, like I said, if you book 3 meetings, that's a win. And not only that, but some people will just drop the ball on the actual demo call, on the Zoom sales call. So yeah, you might get meetings, but maybe you're just better at sales than someone else, or maybe you resonate with this person than someone else, right? We all have our own unique personalities. So let's keep going. We got that live sales call coming up here very soon. So this is another variation. Is this ABC Landscaping? Is this still your number? Boom. You insert their phone number. Are you still open? I couldn't find your website. I actually bill you one for free because I liked some of the photos that I saw online. Do you want to see it? First draft is already done. If not, no worries. I can throw it away. Let me know. Again, very, very, very simple. And I'm going to show you how to find something wrong with the website, or if it's open or not open. And by the way, I say this for everyone that doesn't have a website. If they don't have a website, then I just don't know if they're open. I tried to look them up. There's no website. I don't know if they're open. So in case you're wondering, that is how I do it. I say, are you still open to anyone that does not have a website? Let's go over the live cold call here. And I'll show you. Okay. Can you hear that? Let me share computer sound.
Perfect.
right? Can you hear that?
Yes, I heard it.
When I play the video. Okay, perfect. All right. Let's dive in.
B&B coming in heat.
Hey, sorry, you broke up there for a second. Did you say this is B&B?
Yes, sir. This is B&B.
Okay.
Okay. So why did I say you broke up there when you can clearly see that he did not break up? That is because I want to lead with a question that he says yes to. I want him to immediately, as soon as he picks up, I want him to agree with whatever it is that I'm saying. That's the first thing. And I want him to also engage. I want to hear his voice. And also, I just want to know that I'm talking to the right person as well. That is why I lead with this. Most people, when they cold call, they do it completely wrong. They have some kind of crazy script that they're going after. They pick up the phone. Hey, is this John? And then they say yes. And they say, hey, John, this is Susie from ABC Web Design. And we actually reached out. We run a web design firm that can optimize websites. And I've actually noticed that you have less Google reviews.
Click. No, they'll click as in they hung up on you.
They hung up.
Because I used to do it that way when I first started.
Exactly. And that's how you get hung up on. So let me keep playing so you can see what I say.
Cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys were open. It said closed for some reason. I didn't see a website or anything. You guys are still like open and doing service calls, right?
Yes, sir. B&B. The company did change about 3 years ago, like during COVID. So I know we did close down for a brief time, but yes, sir, we are. It's under new ownership.
Okay, amazing. Well, sounds good. I actually built you guys.
Okay, so again, I want him to talk about himself. Hey, it's a close. You guys are still open, right? Like you're doing work. And sometimes I'll even follow up with that because sometimes they'll say yes. And if they just give you a one-word answer, again, this is just on a cold call, but this is a general philosophy that you can use on all the other outreach channels. But if they say yes, sometimes I might probe even further. I'm like, cool. So what is that? That's like kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, like basements, like all that stuff, right? And so I want them to get in the habit of responding to me. So then they're less likely to hang up on you. And I also want this to feel like a conversation. Cold calls should not be just me talking the whole time and then they just say yes or no. Okay, yes, I'm interested. Okay, you want to book a meeting? Sure. Because even if you do book meetings that way, a lot of times they won't show up. So let's keep going.
It's a beautiful website, if I do say so myself. If you like it, you can keep it. Is that something you would even want to look at?
Okay, so the way that I like to do this is to sound like a local guy next door. I think a lot of these business owners are bombarded with phone calls. And what I want to do is I want to sound different. If I sounded too professional, and if you notice, I'm stumbling in some of them, right? So I'm saying, yeah, so look, I mean, I built you this thing, right? So I said a bunch of different times. And that's because I just sound like a normal guy. I sound like it doesn't even sound like I'm selling something. Cool, man. So look, I just kind of like just built you this website. It's pretty beautiful. I like it. Anyways, do you want it? It sounds more natural. It sounds way more normal. It sounds like a human being. And it doesn't sound like everyone else that's reaching out to them. And this is good.
Possibly. You already have it built?
Yes, sir. I have the homepage built. I didn't build out the rest of the site. I believe in giving value first, so I could show you that.
Okay, so I already have the website built. Do I have the website built? No, I don't have the website built. What I do have built is the template, though. I have the template built that I'm going to be covering on day 3 here. And this template, all we do is we go in there and we put his logo at the top. I mentioned this already before, but it's very simple. If you want to replace a couple other images as well, that's fine. But it takes 5 minutes. I literally upload his website. I hit copy, right, inside the Go High Level website builder. I hit duplicate. I put his logo on. I do it 5 minutes before our actual Zoom call. And then I look at I'll show you what we do, but we actually look at the prospecting tool inside of High Level. It tells me how they're ranking. It tells me their reviews. It pulls in their reviews. It does all that stuff. So I do that 5-10 minutes before the call.
The homepage, and then if you like it, we could maybe work together.
Okay, that sounds like something. And then, it's gonna have to be a little bit later. I'm currently on a pretty massive mini excavator and in the middle of a project. But we can definitely take a look. Can you give me a call around like 3 o'clock?
Yeah, for sure, man. I was gonna say it'd be better if we just book it in. We could jump on Zoom and I'll just show you because it's not live, obviously. I could just show you when we're on a Zoom call.
No, that's something we can definitely do. Let's shoot for around. Give me a call around 3:30, and then we'll sit down. Let me get my business partner on the horn, talk to him, and then we'll meet. But it's definitely something we'd be interested in.
Cool. You guys don't have any website right now, right?
No, currently we do not.
So again, I want to solidify this meeting further because if I just say, okay, great, I'll see you then. And we don't really have any sort of like conversation. I don't know anything about him. He's way less likely to show up. So typically, even after he agrees, I'll ask a couple questions and I'll just say, okay, cool. So like, you don't have a website right now? Okay, interesting. Why not? Did you ever have a website? Oh, okay, interesting. And so I just let him talk more about himself.
Okay, I got you.
Than shit, but something to help us. We're even looking for possibly like formatting and scheduling, but we'll talk around 3.
He's even possibly looking for formatting and scheduling. Does that sound familiar?
Woo!
Do we know any kind of software that does formatting and scheduling and follow-ups?
Let's go, Pavel. That's on peeling the onion, and that. If your ears didn't perk up and your eyebrows didn't go up like mine, this is what we're listening for. I love this part of it all. Awesome, man.
Let's do it.
3 o'clock, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll just show you what I already have built. If you want it, you can keep it. If not, that's cool too. So, all right, sounds good. I'll chat with you at 3.
Awesome, thank you. Bye.
Cool. Bye.
Okay, booked. I do want to show you one more where I actually asked him a couple other questions after. So let's listen.
All right, one meeting booked.
And by the way, I'm calling everyone inside of the Go High Level dialer. So I'm actually doing it on my phone and I have the Lead Connector app and I'm typing it in and I'm calling it right from within Go High Level.
Hello?
Hey, is this JR?
And also, I'm going to show you how you can automate calling one business from another. So what you can essentially do is, I'll show you this after, but you can import a list of all the contacts that you have. And then it will actually automatically call first person, second, third, fourth, fifth. So you don't have to manually type in each phone number one by one. It'll just dial all of them. If they don't pick up, it just starts dialing the second one.
Landscaping?
Yeah.
Okay, nice, cool. I wasn't sure if you guys are open. It said closed for some reason. You guys are open, right?
I have to activate my account. Something happened though.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I actually built you guys a beautiful site. If you like it, you can keep it. Is that something you want to look at?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you well. Can you repeat that again?
Sure, yeah. I just said that I built you a beautiful website. If you want it, you can keep it. Do you want to look at it?
Can you send it to me by email?
Well, it's not live. Like it's not online. I have it here on my computer. So if you want, I could just share my screen and show you on Zoom.
This will actually happen a lot when we do this method, whether you're doing emails or DMs or whatever. Some people will say, okay, sure, send it over. Now, again, I always say, call them. No matter what level of interest they have, anything outside of no, I'm not interested, call them. Call them and literally follow the script. Treat it as if it's a warmer call, but still call them and say, hey, Bob, what's going on? Yeah, man. So I just shot you that I just shot you that message on Instagram telling you about that website. So that does sound like something you would want to see, right? Yeah. Sure, but let me see it. Or they'll say, how much does it cost? And you could say, well, of course, John, it depends on exactly what it is that you want. So let's do this. I can't really share you a link because it's on my screen. It's not live, obviously. I'm not going to publish a website for you on the internet, right? So phrase it in their benefit. So let's actually go in before I publish anything. Let me just show you what I have. And then if you want it, of course, we can publish it. So that's how you can phrase it.
I could do some time later today if that works.
Yeah. Can you send it to me?
Well, it's a Zoom link. So let's schedule and then.
Also notice, so my tone is also laid back, right? I'm sure if I worked in a call center, they would fire me because I don't sound like every other salesperson, which is actually good, right? I'm just leaning back. I'm hanging out. Sure, man. So do you want me to send it later or like what time is good for you? And I'm not overly excited. I'm not too down. I'm using my tonality, but I'm also just presenting myself as a normal guy.
We could jump on Zoom. Have you used Zoom before?
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What did you say was down for you? Like, why does it say that you're closed?
I actually started a website on.
Okay, so he said yes already. Oh yeah, Zoom. Okay, sure, let's do it. So now I'm probing for more. There's a high chance this guy's not going to show unless he tells me more about his business. I could just tell that even if I book in the call, he's not going to show up. So now I want to get some pain out of him, and I want to understand, why is your website down?
Online.
Yeah.
I got so busy though. I never finished it up the last few things to post my website.
Yeah.
But if you can send me that first, so I can probably finish it up, that'd be nice.
Yeah, for sure, man. I could help. I mean, if it says, I could also probably help you with the closed thing that you have going on. So let's do this. Are you free today at 3 p.m.? We could jump. Or 3:30. I could jump on Zoom.
Sounds good. Just send me the link on a text message, right?
The Zoom link? Yeah, I could text it to you. Yeah, I could send you the text. I could send you the Zoom link at 3:30 over text. Yeah, just jump on. I'll share my screen with you, and then I'll just show you the full website, and then we'll just take a look at what you have going on.
Sounds good.
Sweet. All right, I'll see you later.
All right.
Bye.
Perfect.
All right. And then also, by the way, when I say I'm texting him inside of Go High Level, right? Using our tracking number, and I'm texting everything is done and managed inside of High Level. So anyways, that is 2 calls. Hopefully that made sense, and hopefully you enjoyed that. John, do you have any questions about those calls or anything else that I should cover?
I wish I didn't drink coffee before listening to that, because now I'm super charged. Do me a favor, throw in the chat if that was helpful. Throw in the chat, regardless of your experience. Maybe you needed just some reminder that we got to go back to basics to get extraordinary results. So we can't rely always on technology and new ways. We got to go back to basics, being human to human relationships, conversations for blue collar business owners, service business owners, attorneys, physical therapists, whatever you're targeting. These are human beings, and they want to be spoken to, not just spammed, email, text blasted to. Tell me if that resonates with the example that was given here and the format. A couple takeaways from me, man, was more of like what you said: stay local, be personable, remind yourself, have a cadence, leverage some of the technology within High Level, but just know that your voice is the true tool. And with what you've taught so far with the website as a recurring service, there's very little work that you need to do prep-wise outside of visiting their website now or looking at their Google profile. And then if you get the appointment, if you set everything up as instructed, you could throw the custom value in there, and your website is, available to be viewed on a quick Zoom. And then from there, I know you'll be going into some other, how do you bring this home? But this is available on YouTube, right? This isn't like you just did it right now live or anything different. It's just like you had said before, people are just doing it one way and not open-minded, or not doing it at all. So just do it. Just make the phone call, pick it up, get out of the fear of failure or the fear of rejection. Thank you for sharing, man. Back to you.
100%, 110%. And you can also use this script or this rough philosophy really with selling anything. I mean, you can call them about their Google reviews, right? You can call them about a lot of different stuff. And just say, hey, I saw you got X amount of reviews. I saw you have this bad review. Another thing I've also done with like a virtual assistant is, when we mentioned earlier, she would click into, let's say, a Google business profile right here, and then put the name of the most recent review. Another thing you can do is put a bad review in here. Take their worst review, put the name, and what does the review say? And so now when you call them, you can say, hey, what's going on? Yes, I actually noticed that Susie left this 1-star review and she said XYZ. Now their ears are perked up. They said, wait, how does he know that? They've probably seen the review. Maybe they didn't, but they know who that customer is. Now you stand out like crazy. So tons of ways that you can customize this. Let's keep going. Very common that I get, well, what if they already have a website? Doesn't everyone have a website? The answer is no. But if they do have a website Here's a good script for you. Is this ABC Landscaping was looking for a landscaper in Las Vegas? Just looked you up online, insert their website, abclandscapinglasvegas.com, but couldn't tell if you were open. It said closed for some reason. Loved your photos and the fact that you have 56 reviews or 5 reviews, but the website looked broken in a few spots. Thought I'd build you a new one for free and maybe you'll like it better, plus get more estimates? Question mark. Anyways, let me know if you want to see it. First draft is already done. If not, no worries. I'll help you fix the issue for free and I can throw away mine. Happy to help. Let me know.
So
One of the scripts.
I want to jump in here, Pavel. This second to last line is, I love the delivery. Anyways, let me know if you want to see it. The first draft is done. I've already put some time into it. I validated that. Put some time into it. You can see the first draft. It's ready to go, right? The one below that, if not, no worries. I'll help you fix the issue for free. I can throw away mine. So for me, I'm going to put on my experienced agency owner hat on, or maybe I've been doing this for a long time. I don't have time for free, right? What is your response to that? I don't got time to give away people free stuff. I'm running a business. I got a family to feed. How do we unpack that a little bit to understand what you mean by that?
Yeah, so it's actually nothing here is free. The thing is, the first draft is free. And the first draft is literally you copying and pasting one of the templates that we have. And that's it. So you would jump on Zoom. Let me just show you then.
And while you do that, every conversation we have is you giving your time. Your time is worth money. So look at this. What Pavel's going to show you is the technical end of that, of what's not free or what is, of value, but you're positioning it as free information. But you spending 10, 15 minutes with somebody is no different than you chatting in the aisle 5 of the supermarket with someone from your kid's school or family or a neighbor, right? It's all about using the time and your experience to make that time worth your time. So he's not saying to give anything away for free. He's just saying, if you're going to take a few phone calls, maybe you block out 3 appointments a day to give value for 15 minutes. Those will pay off in the future with maybe some follow-ups or at least a relationship to pick up where you left off. Is that accurate? Am I aligning here? I don't want to put words in your mouth, Pavel, but I do want to make sure because the audience might have different opinions on this.
Yeah. So, one thing I want to emphasize, because I also see this. I see this sometimes with people that don't fully understand this model, but nothing here is free. What we do is we get them on the Zoom call. We phrase this as a consultation. They jump on and you just put their logo right here. Remember how we did the custom values, right? So you go in here, you add the custom values if you'd like. You're going to make a separate sub account. This is going to get a little bit technical, but you make a separate sub account if you want even. A lot of times I don't even do this. I just go right here. Let's say concrete. Boom. Clone. I just hit clone and that's it. I put their logo at the top and I just show them this. Look, this is the first draft of the site. And if you work with all concrete companies, maybe you have content already in here that just talks about concrete. Yeah, this is the first draft. Look at our site. Look at your site. He's going to say, oh, well, that's not me. Well, we don't have those reviews. We don't have these photos. Exactly, John. That's why I said this is the first draft. We built this for you. And then the next draft, we're going to build out everything else for you. Now, if you want that, it's $150 a month.
You said that with such confidence. Exactly, John. That's exactly why we built the first draft for you. That you're talking to me. We're going to customize this.
Exactly.
It's the swag, and it. Someone may not recognize what swag means, but it's just personality. It's really just having that confidence of, look, this is my field. You're in your field. Let's bridge the gap. Let's get you what you need, and it's just easier said. It looks too easy, Pavel. So it's like, I just want people to know that this is easy by design because it's our gateway offer for website. Your expertise, your advising is what gets them in the expansion mode.
100%. And so there's nothing free here. You could do 5, 6 of these meetings per day. You close 1 or 2 people. That's $150 a month. And I'm going to show you how you can take this $150 and upsell them to a $300 a month SaaS, $500 a month SaaS, right? $2,000 a month marketing package. This is just a foot in the door. And maybe even on this call, They already have a website. They like there's more, no problem, but they like your review system. So now you sign them up as just a SaaS client for reviews. So again, you can pivot it any way that you want. And so again, nothing here is free. You do these meetings. They sign up on this Zoom call and they pay you $150 today to build the rest of the website. And by build it, I mean, just copy and paste some content and then actually add in all their stuff in the custom values. It's a copy paste website. So there's not that much building. So let's keep going. So we covered this. Has a website. Is this you? So this is the is this you method. Is this ABC landscaping? Is this still your number? Question mark. Are you still open? Your website wasn't clear and had a few things broken. Boom. Right. So abclandscaping.com. I actually fixed the errors for free and even built you a new one because you seem to have raving reviews. Do you want to see it? First draft is already done. If not, no worries. I can throw it away. Let me know. Another angle. Again, it's a slight variation on the angle, and you can A/B test this. And I wanted to give you a couple different angles so you can actually see for yourself on how you can go in and switch this around a little bit so it sounds different. So how do you actually create winning variations? You don't want to be a one-trick pony, copy and paste entrepreneur. The best people that succeed with this model or with any model, they slightly tweak it, right? You have so much data. You have their social media. If their Google My Business is verified, take these variations, play around with them, put different lines on top, maybe take different lines and put them below the other, right? Maybe you want to say in the very first line, I built you a free website. First draft is done, right? I don't know. Now, maybe don't say free website. I built you a free first draft. Boom. That's what you want to say. So test all of this. Find some kind of advantage that you have over everyone. Example, if your dad's a dentist, mention that in your outreach, right? So you can mention that in your message. If you have case studies or testimonials, mention that as well in that message, or you can mention it in the follow-up messages. You should always be testing different variations, angles, messages, everything. Biggest impact will always be the first line and subject line in your DMs and in your messages. If you're sending emails, very simple subject lines work, like, is this blank, right? Is this business name? Is this business owner name? That kind of stuff. That's what I would do. Don't be a one-trick pony, copy and paste entrepreneur. It's added in there twice. So where to actually reach out? Instagram page, you can do 30 to 50 DMs per day. Facebook page, 30 to 50 a day. Facebook profile, add plus send 30 to 50 per day. LinkedIn, you can send about 30 to 60 messages per day. And then cold email. If you want, again, just make a new Gmail, warm it up a little bit. And by warm it up, I just mean like just subscribe to a couple of newsletters and just wait a week to 2 weeks. Let those newsletters come in so it's not a brand new email, and then just start sending 20 emails per day from that. If you want to actually scale that up and send 50, 100 per day, this is the tool that we use. It's called Instantly. So there it is. And then, of course, cold calling. Some other strategies would be Facebook groups. You want to make value posts and connect with other people and add them as a friend. Now, about Facebook groups, you don't want to go in and promote anything. Just go in and just start asking questions. Or my favorite strategy is going in and just posting memes. Just go in there, just make a meme, use a kind of meme generator for that niche and post that in there. Everyone that likes him, just add him as a friend. Or just go in and just start sharing stuff and start commenting on other people's posts. And from there, you can also, and this is a bit more advanced, but it works so well. You can connect with the owner of the Facebook group. Let's say you're in landscaping, just to keep the examples consistent. Imagine you met the owner of that Facebook group and you did all of their marketing for free, or whatever it is that you're offering. You built him a website for free. Maybe you're doing Facebook ads or Google or automations, right? You're offering the high-level SaaS stuff. You did all that stuff for free for him. And then you even partnered up with him. You said, hey, you see how this works. Could you promote this in the group? Happy to give you a percentage. And you give him a percentage of each sale. Now he's just promoting you. He's doing all the selling for you. This is called a strategic partnership. He owns this massive Facebook group. For him, he just makes a couple posts. And now he just went from 0 to 5K a month to 10K a month to whatever number you want. And you don't have to actually reach out to clients. You have someone that's advertising you, raving about you on your behalf. That is another good strategy. So partnerships altogether, connect with anyone that does business with your niche. And actually, one of the first marketing agencies that I used to work at when I was an employee, I was a senior web designer. I did all of their websites. We did hundreds of websites. They had a strategic partnership. They were in the dental niche, and they specifically worked with implants. And they partnered up with a dental implant lab, meaning a lab that creates the actual implants that goes inside people's mouths. Who did they sell to? Who buys implants? Dentists. Dentists buy the implants. So what did they do? They partnered up with them. They gave them a percentage. And now all they have to do is send emails from that dental lab to all their existing clients. And they're making so much money. Both people, it's a strategic partnership. Because that dental lab, they're double dipping. They already have the customers. Now all they have to do is promote another service, and they get to get all of the referral bonuses, and they can make thousands of dollars per month extra just by referring something out. This company scaled from 0 to over $1 million in their first year. $1 million per year, that is, in their very first year. It's a 7-figure agency. Local business groups, BNI, Chamber of Commerce. When you join these groups, you can choose a category on where your business is. And you can choose a category that you want to be classified as. You can choose web designer. I would recommend you choose digital marketing or digital advertising, because then it kind of encompasses everything, and then you don't have to switch. And typically what they do is they have one person in that group. So you're sitting at a table of 30 business owners. I think in Europe and in like the UK, they also have these groups. They're called something else, but BNI and Chamber of Commerce are just US based. And you're sitting at a table of 30 business owners, sometimes 20, sometimes 40. And these are owners, these are CEOs, and you're there. And there's one person in each industry, meaning you're the only digital marketer in that room. There's one guy that owns a landscaping business. One guy owns a real estate company. One guy that owns an HVAC business. One guy that owns a roofing business. One guy that's a chiropractor. And they all do business with each other. Great way to scale your company locally. It's not scalable because you have all the different industries, and there's only so many clients, of course, you can get from that, but it is a great place to start. So let's look at some bonus outreach channels. You can send automated video outreach messages. So this is advanced, by the way. This is going to be more advanced. You can send automated video outreach messages to prospects with your face talking to a camera. I recommend you do this after you already have some clients, but I did want to throw it in here so it's not all basic strategies, but we have some advanced stuff. You film a video one time, you upload it to this website right here. It's tryrepliq.com. Upload the list of prospects that you already have. You already generated the prospects. And this tool will pull up either their existing website or just Google Maps listing in their area and put your face in front of it, like you're scrolling, like you're filming a Loom video, and like you're making them a custom video like this. So you choose, okay, what do you want to show in the background? I'll show you what this looks like in practice here as well. So you choose website. If they don't have a website, you choose Google right here. And it's just going to pull up, they're just going to see all of their competitors, all the landscapers in Las Vegas, right? This is how it looks. You send that email, right? So use one of our scripts, and then you say, hey, I have a video outlining that. Boom. Your face right here that you have in the bottom left, you film that one time. And what this tool does is pull up their website, and it actually scrolls down to the website as if you're talking to a camera like this, and as if you're scrolling and screen sharing and everything else. Same as this video. And it does it automatically. So again, you can't say the business owner's name in the video, of course, but you can customize the email and then just share something about their website, right? Share that you found something broken, and they'll watch the video and they'll think that you made it specifically for them. That's how you could do this in bulk. I don't see this tool talked about very much. So hope you take advantage of that. Let's talk about some more tools here. Actually, John, do you have any questions about that?
I think for our audiences, I'm looking to the chat. They may be a little overwhelmed with the tools, right? Like, so if I'm consuming all this value, you know, if it's not part of high level, you know, is it worth my time, right? And everyone's got different levels to their journey. Can we spend some time on additional execution with what, like, with the actual, like, the basics, the offer, like how you have put together here? And maybe we can maybe speed through some of the tools, because I don't want, for me, if I put myself in the agency owner's shoes, like I'm like paralysis by analysis. I'm now getting my prepaid card, buying tools, learning how to do the tools, jumping on their YouTube channel, like that. I'm an
Yeah.
analytical person, and I'm sure my my colleagues here and the audience members are some of them as well. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where we need to really help our audience. Like just do the basics, and you show
Yeah.
that it works. I mean, you have raving folks here that follow you and listen to you and share with you. Like this is all off of just being a human being.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm seeing some people here that are inside the community. I'm seeing some people that are seem like they're about to join. So I'm super excited. But 100%, guys, this is in the order that you should be doing it. In the beginning, we talked about sending basic emails, right? This is just the more advanced strategy that we have. So let's move on and let's actually talk about, we'll talk about a couple different tools. So again, we have this. I'm going to show you, I just have one more tool that I want to talk about with cold calling, and then we'll actually dive into the because this is inside high level, and then we'll dive into how to actually convert people on the call, on the Zoom call, into paying customers. So let's look at this. This is the power dialer. So all you do is you import a list like this, right, with their phone numbers. Again, you want to make sure they're cell phone numbers. Is that what you're calling cell phones? And you're going to import them into here, and it's going to automatically call one business owner after the next, after the next. I'm not going to explain what every single step does because we'd be here for a while. All you have to know is it dials one person, then the next, then the next, then the next. If they don't pick up, if they answer, then it stops and you talk to them. That's the automated way to do it. This is what happens. This is the follow-up message on if they don't respond. So if they don't respond, if it's a good number, then it waits 1 minute, sends them a text message, and it sends them voicemail 1, right? Then it waits a day. Did they reply? Did they not reply? Day number 2, right? SMS 2, voicemail 2, SMS 3, voicemail 3. This is advanced. But long story short, you have something like this, you're cold calling, and if someone doesn't pick up, you just mark them as no pickup. Now they're getting automatic text messages. They're getting automatic voicemails dropped in their inbox. So you don't have to spend all of your time texting them and emailing and this and that. And now as someone responds to a text, you can call them once again. And now you can really maximize. The whole point of all this is to maximize this list that you generate. Because a lot of people try to generate these lists and this and that and this and that. And then they say, oh, well, it's run out. And by the way, this is not very expensive to do. This is like a couple dollars. Outscraper is one of the cheapest tools you can get. It's a couple dollars to get this. Not very expensive. So that is a tool within high level. Let's actually go back though. And let me show you.
While you're doing that, Pavel,
Yep.
This what you just showed. Is this part of the snapshot that you're giving away on day 3?
That's not part of the snapshot on day 3. So unfortunately, yeah, it's not in there, but I do have a website in a day template, which is honestly the most important part, right? Which is when someone says yes, what do you actually show them? So I give you one of our website in a day templates that absolutely crushes. And I'm going to show you what that looks like and also why it's sales focused and sales based tomorrow. So
with that power dial, was that something you like? What advice can you give to somebody of at least where to go to maybe create a beta version for themselves or do a little bit of research on how they would at least build something out like that? Like where did you get like the idea or the framework, or what's the science behind, how you set it up initially? Because I know that question is going to come up right after we end this live. And if it's not part of it, that's fine. I just want to make sure that we at least give people a little bit of context of how they could potentially do this themselves.
yeah, so essentially, I mean, the way that it's set up, and you can kind of see, you could screenshot this, you could definitely recreate it. I have a team in place, and so I didn't sit there and put this together myself. But what you can do is I recommend you just hire someone else. But honestly, this is way overkill from what you need. You can simply set a trigger. You can even set up a tag. The simplest way to do this is to just have a tag that says no answer and use that as a trigger. You attach a tag, no answer. Okay, what happens? You wait 1 minute, you send them one SMS, you send them one voicemail. Wait 1 day, did they reply yes or no? Right? That already is like, if you're looking for like 80% of the benefit, it's just following up one time.
Got it.
And that's the simplest thing. And you could do the call status, of course, so if they're busy, if they hits voicemail, if it hits no answer, then we do this, then we do that. But at the end of the day, just honestly attach a tag and then you'll be good. attach a tag to each person, then it automatically texts them, automatically emails them. Everyone knows how to do that. Automatically drops them a voicemail and then waits for them to respond. That's it.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you sharing that. So if you're trying to figure this out, maybe you took a screenshot of this as a guide. In the help guide of a Go High Level, our FAQs, there's a couple of components here. You want to look at the workflows, triggers. So workflow triggers, that's how it starts. And then you want to look at like the voicemail feature. So you could do a voicemail drop. So you'll have to like upload your voice. It'll give you instructions on how to do that. And then you can set up a text message. That'll be another SMS feature that you can turn on and preset. And then, or a manual task. So manual task, voicemail drop, workflow automations. If you go into the FAQ of Go High Level, you'll be able to see how to build these out and at least understand the components that are needed. So thank you, Pavel. Back to you.
Of course. Yeah. You can also hire a Go High Level expert for, $4 or $5 an hour to just build this out for you if you don't want to spend that time. So up to you. Okay. What do we actually say to get people to pay us? Our sales process. So again, that intro call. Our process is a 2-call close. We do the intro call, just introductory. And then we do the actual demo call where we sell them and we collect payment on that call. That's it. The first call, if you're cold calling, that first call is the intro call. So as you notice on my cold calls, I am going in and I'm booking in the Zoom call, the Zoom consultation call, the official Zoom call. That is the intro call. On that call, and it's going to be 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And you're going to get the prospect on the phone. So again, if you're reaching out on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, anytime they show anything, any kind of interest. And by the way, don't ask for their phone number as well. If you're talking to people on DM, like these are local business owners, guys. You can Google their business name and find their phone number. It's easy to find. So do that. If someone says yes, Google their business name, and you could text them again. Let's say you're on Instagram and say, hey, this is your best number, right? ? Boom, plop in their number. Or you might have it in that spreadsheet and just call them. Get them on the phone. Don't ask them if you can call them. Just call them. Show them you're real and friendly, right? Make some jokes. Just be a normal human being. Stop being robotic and stop following a script. So yes, we do have a script. I've given you some scripts. You've heard me cold call, but just be a normal person. Hey man, what's going on? Yeah, I saw that you did X. Hey, I saw that you did Y. Dude, I got to say, your photos are amazing. I like this one right here. I'm on your website right now. Wow, you did this? Wow, you've been in business for how long? Dude, that's awesome. I'm actually kind of shocked that you've been in business for 7 years and you only have 7 reviews. I'm assuming you have more than 1 customer per year, right? And you just both laugh about it. Yeah. I just forget to get reviews and I'm just so busy. I'm a business owner and I just don't ask for reviews because I don't know how. And you said, okay, cool. I mean, do you have the link? Like, do you know how to actually share like your Google My Business link with your customers so you can actually get more reviews? Sometimes they'll say, yeah, it's lost somewhere. It's this and that. And then again, you can use that and that's part of your demo. Okay. Well, cool. Well, how about this, John? I'm actually going to look you up and I'll actually find that review link for you that you have lost. And on our demo call, when I find it, I'll just give it to you. So again, provide as much value as possible. Okay, cool. So I'll just find that link and I'm just going to give it to you so you can just start sending it to your past customers right away. Because honestly, all your competitors have like 77 reviews. So let's at least, get another 10 or 20 reviews. And I'll show you exactly how to do that on the next call. So again, you see, I'm selling value. This isn't just a sales call. Cool. And I'm going to find this for you. I'm going to do this for you. And it's very easy to do, right? We all know how to do that. You just Google the business and then you have the Google My Business, just hit the share link and that's it. Ask good questions and make them think. Find the pain. This is the Socratic method. Again, do not sell yourself on these services. Sell what happens on the demo call. You are there as a consultant. You are there to even say things like, look, I'm going to do an in-depth analysis into what your competitors are doing. And I'm just going to show you what they're doing. Do you want to see, do you know who ABC or XYZ Landscaping is? Oh yeah. They've been in business. Actually, we've been in business longer than them, but they've, they're just new. And I see their trucks all the time. Like a lot of these guys know their competitors, right? Whether it's a chiropractor, who else, right? They all know their competitors. And so we want to use that to our advantage and say, cool, but what if I did an in-depth analysis? I'll just take a look at like where they're showing up online and where they're getting their customers from. Would you even want to see that? Right? What person's going to say no? That's a good offer. That's like a paid consultation. You're analyzing their business. You're analyzing their marketplace. And a lot of times you'd be shocked. These people never actually even Google their own business. They never Google and see who the top competitors are. And they're so busy. For us, it's common sense, right? You need to have an internet presence, but it's not common sense to a lot of these people. Or maybe they checked it a year ago, but so much can change in a year. And so this is value. This is how you can show them value to get them on that demo call. Ask them good questions like this. So let's keep moving. Our sales process demo call. So the demo call is the actual sales calls, is the actual sales call. You want to get on Zoom. You can also use Google Meets. And you want to integrate this inside of High Level. So we actually book everyone with the High Level calendar, and then it automatically emails them a Zoom link or the Google Meets link. And then they automatically get follow-ups. You want to follow up with people when you're doing the demo call the same day. So we follow up with them first thing in the morning. And you also want to follow up with them 10 minutes before the meeting, maybe even like 3 hours before the meeting too. If you want to really ensure that they show up, call them first thing in the morning. Like you're starting your day, maybe it's 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., whatever time you start. Just call them first thing. Okay, just look at your calendar. I got 3 meetings today. Bob, Joe, Susie, call them all. Just one after another. And hype them up for the call. Hey, Bob, what's going on? Yeah, man. Dude, I'm super excited for our call. I found some crazy things about some of your competitors. I looked at some of your reviews. I'm so excited to show you. This is going to be a great call, man. Anyways, so 3 p.m. is still good, right? Yes. Okay, cool. See, now I hyped them up. Wow, dude, I did all this research. Dude, this website I built for you. It's so cool. I'm so excited for you to see it. Right? They're hyped up. Way more likely to show up. Review their existing website and you want to critique it. Again, show it side by side. Pull up their competitors. And the way you pull up their competitors is if you're working with landscapers in Las Vegas, just go to Google right in front of them. On Zoom, share your screen. Just type in landscapers Las Vegas. And then go to Google My Business. Go to where that pack is. Hit more businesses and just keep scrolling on Google Maps and be like, I can't find you. Now, you know they're going to be lost. I can't find you for some reason. Are you seeing yourself? Because I'm not seeing you. Okay, let's go to page 2. And I'll spend like 3 minutes just like scrolling. And I'm like, do you see yourself? Okay, I don't either. Now, I know they're like on page 7, but I physically make them tell me, no, I don't see myself. Because now they're selling themselves. Wow, I didn't know I was so lost. I didn't know all these competitors were in front of me. Man, this is crazy. That's how you do it. Show competitors. Now, we will be showing the Go High Level automations, and I'm going to show you how to do that without being insanely technical. Don't show them the automations like I'm showing you, right? I'm showing all of you because we're all insiders here. I'll show you how the workflows work and this and that. You're going to sell them the benefit of the automations. Look, when someone calls you and you don't pick up, it's going to automatically text them. It's called missed call text back. This way it saves a lead so they don't call the next person, right? What's the benefit of missed call text back? Don't tell them it's going to text them instantly. Tell them what is actually going to happen. How is that going to make them more money? A lot of web designers forget about this. These people don't just want a website. They want to make more money. The website is a vehicle. It just helps them build their reputation. It helps showcase who they are to the world, so they can charge higher prices. When you do lead follow-up, when you do automatic appointments, right? Appointment booking, all of this stuff, telling them the benefit. Now you don't have to spend time, trying to call people when they're at work and playing phone tag. Now they're calling you back, but you're busy just to book an appointment. We're going to send them a calendar link. Let them book the appointment themselves when they're available. Big thing is you want to collect payment on this call, on the demo call. So make sure you try to we'll talk about objections here and closing, but this is the general framework. You always collect payment, whether it's a custom website in a day, you collect payment on this call. As I mentioned earlier, we don't do anything for free. Here's a live website sales call. I'm not going to click into this. This is a YouTube video, but I'm not going to click into this. We'll have this in the resources at the end here. But you can actually watch me close a live client and then collect this credit card at the end. And this one's actually interesting because this guy told me that he was spending like $60 a month or $40 a month. And he said that was too expensive. So I sold him a $4,000 website. And you can see how I did that on that sales call. So demo call outline, finding the pain point. So again, always on Zoom, You have to learn about them. You have to audit them. This is like an audit call. Share your screen, look at their website, online presence, reviews, and ask them questions. The way you sell is by getting them to realize that they actually need you or need your services and that they need to improve. And then at the end, you tie it all back and say, look, we could do all this. I mean, do you want us just to take care of this for you? Then they've been saying yes the entire call, and they're just going to say, okay, sure, yes. They know they have the pain. Most people, I feel like when they pitch web design, anything, SaaS, anything, they just list out all these features and they talk 80% of the time. That is not how you should sell. My style of selling, again, Socratic method. I ask questions. Have they had a website in the past? So Bob, have you had a website in the past, or if they have a bad website, hey, so has your website always been like this? Like, has it always been kind of broken like this? Or what are your thoughts? Right? Have them tell you, oh yeah, I haven't had a website in so long, or I used to have a website, or yeah, I had this other website and it was better, blah, blah, blah. Just have them talk about themselves. All of these guys or girls want to talk about themselves. How much traffic do they get? Hey, John, so on average, like how much traffic do you actually get on your website? A lot of times they don't know. That's a problem too. You're like, oh, interesting. I mean, do you know how many phone calls you get? Okay. So you're not tracking that either. How many people see your Google business profile? Like, do they click there and then they go to your main website, or like, how does it work? How many people fill out the form? Right? Point out stuff that they're probably not tracking. And then they're going to be like, oh, you're right. I don't know that. Why don't I know that? Point all this out. What don't they like about it? What don't they like about their existing website? What do they like? Hey, if we can improve something, like, what do you really love about this site? What do you not like about it? Ask them and they'll just tell you. And then so at the end, you can sell that to them. They'll tell you what they want. Is someone managing the website right now? How much do they actually pay? How are they getting their website leads delivered currently? Is it SEO? Are you paying someone to optimize your Google business? Someone doing SEO on your website? Is someone running Facebook ads, Instagram ads? Like how are you promoting this? Is it all word of mouth? Is it newspaper ads? Is it TV commercials? Is it radio commercials? Do you want leads or do you want booked appointments? This is crucial. We have clients that will tell us, hey, I want more leads. I want more this. I want more that. But at the end of the day, they don't want that. They want booked appointments. And so I'll tell them, look, at the end of the day, you want booked appointments. I'll tell you right now, our leads, as soon as I fill out this form, this estimate form, it redirects them to a calendar where they can automatically book. And sometimes people say, oh, well, I don't want them to be able to book. Like, let's say it's a chiropractor. I don't want them to book directly into my office. I want to speak to them first. I want my front desk to speak to them first. Or let's say a landscaper that goes out to someone's home says, well, I don't want them just to schedule it, because what if they're too far? I don't want to drive out there. No problem. Here's the solution. You book them the initial phone call. So for them, they're doing an intro call now, and you're going to help them do that intro call, right? And so you're going to book that intro call. So now they wake up in the morning and they look at their phone, they look at their calendar, and they see a bunch of meetings on there. And sure, it's phone meetings, right? It's just like 15-minute, 10-minute phone meetings, but you're automatically booking this. So now they don't have to like try to cold call their leads and reach out to these people that submitted a website form. Now they're calendar appointments of when their potential customers are looking for them to call them. So what do they want for their company in the future, right? Do you want to show more images of your work? Do you have staff that you want to add to the website? What is it that you actually want? Ask good questions. Show them you understand their niche. So I know we covered a lot there, John.
Yeah.
You have any questions for me?
So, if I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, wow, this went from what I thought was just an easy concept of, right, positioning websites, templates, and maybe depending if the person is like, well, where did this shift happen? What you're giving here is a lot of context around the framework, the conversation, the prospect experience, building authority, building recommendation, getting the right to tell them that you're the right choice to help them make this a reality. It's not just, hey, let me get you a website and get you going. It's more of building the friendship relationship and saying, hey, I want to work with you side by side, and then upselling and growing their business with them because of that. So it's more strategy than just technical website building, it looks like here, as we're looking at what we're doing here. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, 110%. You'll get some people that they're cool with the website being 150 a month. They'll ask for it. You can tell them, and they'll be happy to just pay. You will get that. But also, some people here are selling custom websites. If you're selling a website for $6,000, you have to do all of this, right? Now, I recommend you do all this anyways, because the goal is not just to get a $150 a month hosting website, right? You want a SaaS client paying you $300, $500 a month. Then eventually, as you learn ads and you learn all the other add-on services, you could charge $2,000 a month. How do you do that? You do that with this as the foundation. So let's keep going. Show, don't tell. You want to show them their competitors and their websites. This is how I do it. I just pull up their competitors' Google reviews. I pull their competitors' websites. Who would you rather move forward with? And let me show you something else that I like to show. This is the go-ahead level prospecting tool. And so now we can actually dive in. I'll show you what that looks like. So you're going to go in here where it says add a prospect. This is your agency view. You're going to hit prospecting. Let's say you type in landscapers, Las Vegas, near Las Vegas, Nevada. Boom. It's going to give you a bunch of businesses. Now, here's the cool thing. We talked about segmenting. And what you can do, as this is loading, is you can segment people based around whether they have WordPress, right? Their Google business profile status, based on their reviews, based on anything that you want. Okay, there it is. Now it's loading in. This tells you whether they have WordPress or not. So if you're selling a custom website for $6,000 and it's on WordPress, then you can go in and see who's not running on WordPress and then try to sell them that. Build an outreach message around that and so forth. So let me actually show you what a report here looks like. So I did one right here. Again, this is not a client. This is a random business that I just picked. So if you click into it, you can scroll down and it will give you show report. Boom. It'll give you a bunch of data. It'll tell you whether they have a chat widget. It'll tell you whether it's a WordPress site, text-enabled business number. This is super powerful. If they miss a call, they should be automatically sending text messages. If someone fills out a contact form on their website, they should be automatically responding via text, right? Their claim status, review replies. Are you responding to all your reviews? Now, this business is doing an awesome job. Most aren't. Most businesses are definitely not responding to 100% of their reviews. It'll show you their ranking right here. How are they showing up? It'll show you other competitors. It'll even show you their listings. And it says a lot of them are inaccurate. So now, as you can see, the outreach message is, I found something broken. This tool will pull that for you. It'll show you what they have that's broken. Boom. Online reputation. Again, most people are not going to have only 5-star reviews. And then it even pulls in their exact reviews. And then it shows their listings. This could be another thing. So what's broken? Well, what's broken is I see you're not on Facebook. I see you're not on all of these other search results. And so you're missing out on a bunch of traffic. The other thing you could say is, I saw, maybe the page speed is not that good. Maybe the SEO score is not that good. Or maybe the errors right here, the desktop report. This is all the stuff that's broken. Now, I think, though, if people see this tool, and by the way, you could generate this as a report as well. At the top here, it says export PDF. So if you didn't want to send that to them, you could. And it basically says all that info in like a nice PDF like this, right? Analyzes everything. And I think you are at risk, though, of being too technical with this, because it does give you a lot of technical info. The business owner wants to know what's in it for them. What does this mean for them? And that's why I always say, compare it to their competitors. Show them this is what's happening. There's an error. But at the end of the day, John, look, I'll be honest. Your website, yes, it has all these errors and it's not listed on all these different platforms. And sure, you're missing out on leads that are maybe searching on Bing or on Yahoo or on wherever you're not listed. But at the end of the day, honestly, if we just put your phone number at the top and we just added a calendar next to your website form submission and we just called it an estimate form and put it at the very top, dude, you're going to get way more potential customers, way more leads. So relate it all back. Make sure you speak their language. So
just to include on here, the prospecting tool that you've been generous to show here, there are some, free trial credits within it, but if for our more advanced users that want to use more, there are additional paid features. And it's always recommended that, you're cross-referencing the information and data is always updated. So someone might have a new phone number, someone may have a new email or another website that's just not connected. So you'll have to do some due diligence thereafter when you jump on the phone with these folks. So awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Pavel. Appreciate you.
Perfect. Of course. And then we have, only then do you go into what you have prepared, right? So show your website in a day, explain why things are the way they are in depth. So example, people read left to right. So we have the form right here. To the right of the text, we have the image this way. We have the phone number at the top so people can just call you. When someone fills out a form, it goes to this calendar and we send exactly this message right here to follow up because we found that it works. Even if you say because, and you just add in any reason you want, because X, it's going to make you way more trusted. I think I read that once in a psychology book. People went into a store and the experiment was essentially people said, hey, can I get a discount because X? And no matter what they said, because whatever, because it's my birthday, because I feel like it, because anything, they were more likely to get that discount. So just say because X, because Y, and then they'll like you and they'll trust you more. If they like it, keep the website in a day package. If they dislike it, maybe they don't like the website in a day that you show them. They want to change a bunch of things. That's great too. Amazing. No problem, John. Again, this was just the first draft. I'm excited to get this custom for you. We can adjust everything. So you want all organic content. Look, we'll have our writers write it for you. We'll do X, we'll do Y, we'll do Z, everything. Boom. Sell them a custom website. That's 4K. Assume they want the SaaS lead follow-up automations as well. So just package it up. If you're doing custom website designs, website in a day, sell the lead follow-up, sell the Google reviews, the database reactivation, everything together as if it's one package. Focus on what they said their pain was earlier in the call. That is how you're going to go in and close. So closing, last part of the demo call, find what they like the most. So out of all this, John, what sounded the best to you? Like, look, where do you see the value? Like what do you think would help you the most? And then gauge it off of that. Sell that. Collect payment on the Zoom call. At the end of the demo call, you should have a paid invoice and recurring billing set up. Here's how much we charge. And again, we do this inside of High Level. There's a payments tab. You're going to go in there and you can create the invoice and collect the payment there. Website in a day, $150 a month. Website with SaaS, $300 a month. Custom website, $4,000 to $6,000 upfront, then $100 per month hosting. We usually accept half upfront. So if they're paying, let's say $6,000, we'll collect $3K upfront, $3K upon completion. But you can also break it down. So if they need to do $2,000 payments or all they can do is $2K, then just collect $2,000 per month for 3 months. Even though you launch the website, let's say in a month, you can collect it over multiple months. Once the call ends and payment is done, you're going to send the welcome email with the onboarding form link. And by the way, I'm going to show you all that. I'm going to show you the exact onboarding email that we send. I'll show you exact onboarding form, how it all works. That is what's happening in the next call here on day 3. Then you're going to send the contract, and I will give you my contract as well. You can send within Go High Level for them to sign. Few things here. We have a not to do list. What you should not do is talk the majority of the call and just read slides the whole time. Okay. If you're just sitting there and you're talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, your clients will not convert. If you focus too much on the technical web design things or concepts like WordPress or Webflow or anything else, well, we're going to put in this plugin and we're going to run this automation and this and that. They don't care. Show them how it benefits them. We're going to run this automation so that your clients get followed up with instantly so they don't move on to anyone else and they start a conversation with you so you can actually close them and convert them into a paying client. Don't focus on anything technical within Go High Level. You can show them briefly, but don't focus too much on the technical. Focus on every feature on Go High Level and everything you're going to integrate. Don't tell them about the social planner and the Google reviews and the automations and the calendar and then the payments. You can collect deposits with the payments and this. No. Find what is the most valuable thing that they told you that they're most excited about. This could be reviews. It could be anything. And just sell that. And then once you onboard them, now you can show them, hey, by the way, did you know you can actually check your Instagram messages inside of our dashboard and your Facebook and your anything and your Google My Business, right? Show them all that stuff. Hey, you can actually post on your social media all on one platform, all within our platform. So instead of posting 10 times, just posting here, it goes everywhere. Sell that later during the onboard. Don't be monotone. Don't be serious the entire time. Make some jokes. Don't let them think about it without overcoming some of the main objections. A lot of times I see this, people say, okay, no problem, I want to think about it. And then they just let them off the call. Okay, sounds good. Let me know, John. And then they let them know. So don't do that. Let them pay the invoice after the call. So I was actually, this actually just happened with my salesperson. So I was training them on it. Always try to collect either some kind of deposit, gauge their interest, make sure they actually want this. If they don't want it and they're genuinely not interested, just move on. Okay, is this something you even want, John? No? Okay, well, no problem. So how do you plan on solving this yourself? All right, phrase it that way. So that nears us toward the end. Last time on the call, I had some people ask me about, I saw in the comments about my YouTube channel. So there's my YouTube channel link. There's also my Instagram right there if you are looking to connect.
Fantastic. But wait, there's more. If you have consumed day one, whether it's through replay, today, day two, you watched it live, bits and pieces, or you're going to replay and watch it again. Tomorrow, we're going to jump right into efficient deliverability and scalability. We're going to, I mean, Pavel, by now, you know he's going to give you, all the how-to, the why, and the process. So tomorrow, be here, 12 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go through all the way through 2 p.m. Eastern. And the replays will be available if you need to go back to this information. Pavel, you've been generous with the in-depth that you're going in. We covered a bunch of items when it comes to, technical strategy, sales for all levels of people, whether they are beginners, intermediate, or experts. We touched on doing the action, being human, and using the tools within high level. And then if you need upgrades, some strategies on how you can upgrade. Pavel, thank you so much for your time. Audience, thank you so much for hanging in with us and learning and engaging and communicating and sharing your opinions, sharing your feedback and your best practices. We'll do it all again tomorrow. If you are not a high-level user yet, there's a link below for a 30-day trial, courtesy of Pavel, to get in the system, to start implementing. And if you are interested as a high-level user already in the collaterals, the snapshots, the information, all of them will be available at the end of day 3 through a specific resource link that we'll be sharing with you. Until tomorrow, have a great afternoon, and we'll see you then. Take care,
Amazing.
everyone.
Take care, everyone. Appreciate you.